box. You're not showing the intro. Go ahead and hit stop streaming because you screwed that all up. Hey guys, welcome back to Out of the Box, an alternative way of thinking. I'm your host, Tony Scott. We got an update for you on the show we did last week, which was the return of the UnHoly. And I got to doing some research on it. I don't think that the UnHoly are actually going to return to the planet. That's kind of interesting to see these giants coming back. I don't really think they're ever going to really come back. I think if they ever did come back, we could just wipe them out. That would be no problem for if Satan's trying to thwart God's plan by reintroducing these giants. Pretty sure that we can just get rid of them. It would make no sense. I did find some confusion with the whole Chinagatus, the whole thing about the giants and the sons of God and all that stuff. So we got to remember that that the sons of God are the angels. So we're in agreement with that because the Bible does say that when it references the sons of God, it's actually referenced them as angels, and it does that consistently in certain passages of the Bible, in certain chapters, especially in Job. And in the book of Job, first couple chapters, I know chapter 38, verse 7, Job 1:6, 2:1. And of course 38:7 that says the sons of God. Those are the angels, because the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord. And of course Satan was there as well. So we know that the sons of God were the angels. Now there's some confusion in here. So when the sons of God and those being deemed angels, now what happens in the book of Jude, that those angels left their estate. Okay, they left their estate and they left their habitation. Now those angels actually came down to earth to cohabitate with the daughters of men. So now we have the daughters of men. Now those daughters, they give birth to children. We'll just call them children. Those children actually were the giants. Okay, so that's in the Hebrew. In the Hebrew, it mentions, that's too fast, but in the Hebrew, it mentions that the giants are Nephilim and not the angels. So we just want to make sure that we get that, we're getting that straight. So the giants are the Nephilim, not the sons of God are not the Nephilim. The sons of God are the angels. The giants who the women give birth to are the Nephilim. Now that word comes from the fall. Now the fall happens to occur 435 times in the Bible. So out of that 435 times, only one time that I ran through, and this I got into BibleHub.com, and I look at Blue Letter Bible. And that's how I do my research there. And of course I have a Strong's Concordance and all that, and all that jazz, and get the wording right and what the actual terms are and what the meanings are. Out of the 435 times, it's only referenced one time to an angel falls out of heaven, which would have been Lucifer, and that's Isaiah 14:12. You guys can go ahead and look that up. My point being is that the angels in heaven, and if you look at some of the verses in the Bible, especially 2 Peter 2:4, would say that God didn't spare these angels. He cast them to Tartarus, which would have been hell. They reference Tartarus as hell. It's actually rendered as cast them into darkness. So when these angels are cast into darkness, believe it or not, they're in heaven, they sin, they're cast down into hell, so they bypass the planet, period. So it's almost like there's two different groups of angels. Okay, one that's the angels that sin, cast into darkness until the judgment day. The other angels in Jude 1:6 would tell you that they left their estate and their habitation, and they were on the planet, and they're commingling, or cohabitation, or they're having, whether they had sex or not is unbeknownst to me, but these daughters give birth to these giants, and then that's how you get the Nephilim. The problem is that word Nephal means to fall, and the giants that are fallen, if you thinking that they're the angels that fall, you're going to get confused, and that whole entire text becomes inconsistent. So we have to be really consistent with the text. So we can't render the fallen, the angels, the sons of God as angels, and the giants, that the giants are the women who give birth to. You can't render both of them as Nephilim. It just doesn't work. It's inconsistent with the text. So I think there's confusion. I want you guys to understand it and not get confused. And of course, when I explain it, you could probably get confused. Sometimes I confuse myself. So, in Acts 17:11, Paul's talking to in Thessalonica, that you hear the scripture that he's telling you to look through the scriptures and to search through the scriptures, so you can render your own decision. You render your own decision on what that actually is. And so I invite you guys to definitely get the Bible out, definitely get your Strong's Concordance. There's plenty of websites to go to, BibleHub.com, BlueLetterBible.com, or .org, rather, and to search those scriptures out for yourself. Now, I was watching, when I was searching through it, I was watching Chuck Missler the other day. God rest his soul, he passed away. He does a good preaching on Genesis 6, to where he says that the sons of God are deemed as angels, and then he turns around and says that the daughters of men, they give birth to this offspring called the giants. Now they're the Nephilim. Nephal means to fall, so you get confused when you're thinking that the angels fell because of the word Nephal, and the giants coming from that same word. Did the giants fall? Well, yeah, they fell into sin. I mean, they're wreaking havoc on the planet. They're trying to thwart God's plan. They're giving birth to these giants. These giants are teaching the inhabitants of the earth. They're teaching them war. They're teaching them astrology. They're teaching them chart planning, building. They're building just incredible building structures and stuff like that man can't build without the power of a giant. And when you render that the sons of God as angels and Nephilim at the both time, that's inconsistent with the text. That's kind of really what I want to get to today on the update, because it is very confusing, because you'll hear people say that. You'll hear them the sons of God are the angels. The daughter of men, they cohabitate with the daughters of men, and they produce the giants. Two separate things, two separate ones. And it is really interesting when you look at Jude, that Jude passage, and then you look at 2 Peter passage, that there had to have been two separate incursions, or two separate groups of angels, one that sinned, one that left their habitation. And then the ones that got cast into hell, into darkness, until the judgment day. So it is really interesting to look at this stuff and come up with your own conclusion. And that's what I want you guys. I encourage you guys to get the King James out and get your reference material out and come up with your own conclusion. Not just mine. That's just what I found. I didn't want to be confused as far as looking at hundreds and hundreds of YouTube videos out there that are on the Nephilim, and that they're going to return to earth. I don't see the Nephilim ever returning to earth, especially when Abraham in his time killed most of them off. You have King Og from Bashan, who was the remnant, a leftover remnant, giant remnant that was in the land of Canaan. Now, Moses sends out 12 spies. The report comes back, heck no, we're not going to go down there. These guys are huge, right? Joshua and Caleb were the two that didn't really care how tall they were. They went in and killed the rest of them off. David kills Goliath, another giant, another Nephilim. So if you look at it on a timeline, if all of them got killed off, well, how are they ever going to return? I mean, I can't sit here and say that there's going to be a second, third incursion of angels who are going to leave their habitation, according to Jude 1:6, and then cohabitate with women and produce more giants. I can't say that, but I can say it hasn't happened yet. Is it going to happen? Well, we don't know that. But that would be, to me, that would be the only way for those giants ever to come back on this planet. Now, we'll have to say that there's some hoopla out there and some videos out there that the earth's hollow and that's where these giants are going to come out of. Well, that's another whole topic. That's another whole show that we could probably go over, and who knows, we may do the hollow earth. I don't think the earth's hollow. I mean, if you're going to go take a trip to the Antarctica and the earth's hollow, well, don't jump in because it's a long way to the bottom. You get what I'm saying? I hope you guys do. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. So I don't think the giants are inside the earth. I don't think the earth's hollow. And just want to reiterate that the sons of God are the angels. The Nephilim are what those angels cohabitated with women. Those women give birth to the giants who are the Nephilim. Two separate things. Just want to make sure that you guys understand that. And I hope this helps you out. And you know, this being Halloween, I think we're just going to have to do a couple shows, 2 or 3 shows on Halloween. I think that would be kind of fun. You know, maybe I'll come up out here in a mask, and we'll have a good old time. We'll talk about Halloween. We'll talk about where Halloween came from, and the trick or treat and all that good stuff. The Celts, and then where, you know, like I said, it's Irish, and we'll go over some of that stuff. And I don't really celebrate the Halloween. I mean, they did. It was the end of the harvest, and it's what you make of it. You know, you take your kids out, and next thing you know, you got these, you know, apples with razor blades in them, and the candy being poisoned. But it's all in how you make of it. I mean, we want everybody to be safe out there. We want your kids to be safe. I mean, by all means, parents, dress your kids are dressed up. You dress up. Take your kids. Take them with you. Go in the daytime. Go at 6. You know, whatever. You know, midnight is midnight. Midnight's midnight. Whatever. I'm just saying, if you want your kids to be safe, go with them. By all means, go with them. Go up to the door and knock on the door with them. But anyway, we're going to do some shows on Halloween. I think it'd be kind of fun. It'd be really kind of fun. We'd like to thank everybody. Subscribe. You know, leave some comments. You know, by all means, if I'm wrong on this Nephilim thing, hey, I'll admit it. I mean, I'll look at if there's other passages in the Bible that I've missed that someone wants to bring to light. I'll be happy to look at them. But I'm pretty sure I'm correct on this, and I just want everybody else out there who's talking about this, that seem to think that the Nephilim are the fallen angels, I want you to reconsider your position with that, because I think you're wrong. Anyway, like, subscribe, donate. Nah, don't donate. We don't. It's not about money. It's all about fun. But you know, like, subscribe, comment. You know, give us some comments. Join us next week when we'll talk about Halloween. I'm Tony Scott for Out of the Box, an alternative way of thinking, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.